Bobbable Goff for his or her assistance in the video department today. There is going to be a Poundcake sports break later on, and I noticed that you must have called an audible on the Poundcake podcast. You must have done a last-minute pivot.
Oh, because I changed the topic?
Well, yesterday I said, what's it going to be about? And he goes, I'm going to do a deep dive on Roe v. Wade. And I'm like, I got
excited for that
I
one.
was too, because his premise was, what are all these ladies complaining about?
But I thought more of it, and I'm like, maybe I should get a lady from both sides, one who's for Roe and one who's against Roe, and, have them on my podcast. So
good luck with that.
Please do that, though.
I'm trying. I know some Republican ladies, and I know obviously I know a lot of liberal ladies. And
I know a lot of ladies.
Well, not every Republican lady is against Roe v. Wade, by the way.
But I want to find one that is.
Roe v. Wade is overwhelmingly popular in this country.
They don't have to be in the same room, obviously, but I can have them on Skype.
That's what they're fighting for.
To be in the same room?
No, to get that thing out of the room.
So UFO conspiracy theories is this week's Poundcake podcast. And I imagine that you talk about your unidentified aerial phenomenon, right?
Yeah, because they had not a Senate hearing, a House hearing for them, because now they're finally admitting that there have been UFOs this entire time.
Yeah, but I don't like the way this is being presented, because people are like, they finally admitted it. They didn't admit anything. There's nothing to admit.
They didn't say extraterrestrials. They said UFOs.
But the headlines are all like, the Pentagon finally admits UFOs. Yes, a lot of things they couldn't explain. That's all it is.
Unidentified.
They showed videos though, and that was nuts, because there was a guy flying.
I've seen that video, and it's
a jet,
crazy.
And then, you know how fast jets go, that would blow out anybody else's eardrum, any human. And then he's filming, and there is just a twinkle of an eye. You see something next to him, and it's going even faster.
Listen, I think there's a lot of very interesting video, and I think this is a bigger deal because they haven't had any kind of public UFO hearings in half a century. Since the 60s, I think, when they were, in the atomic age where everybody was seeing UFOs everywhere. And then, that to me is more, because I'm in the, I don't believe that there are aliens camp. At least nothing that's visited us. Because I think that public interest waxes and wanes with other things that are going on in society. So it's not like there's this, you will have people who've devoted their lives and their resources to investigating these things, but they don't usually come up with anything other than some interesting pieces of video. Anyway, the Poundcake podcast is up there for you.
Yes, last minute pivot.
Well, when I saw that, I was like, oh.
Sorry.
He got cold feet.
You're trying to get me canceled.
He aborted that podcast. Late term. Right? Because we were just talking about it yesterday.
It's his choice. His podcast, his choice.
I understand. Oh, hey, we got we have bureau chiefs all over the United States and Canada, people who listen on the iHeartRadio app, and I'm always appreciative when they tell me where they are. We heard from Susan yesterday on the show. She listens in Niceville, Florida.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Actually, it's an awful place to live. I think they're just trying to get people in there. I don't know anything about it. Brody listens in Oak Harbor, Washington. Paul is in Ogden, Utah. And I got a postcard from Bob, who is our bureau chief in Astoria, Oregon. It's right up there on the coast between Washington and Oregon. Bureau Chief Bob from Astoria, Oregon here. The postcard is like it says live from Stephanie's house. I guess it's the Short Circuit house. I don't know if this is like the equivalent of the Christmas Story house here in Cleveland. I don't know.
That's pretty cool. Hello, Earth Boy.
Hello, Earth Boy. Postmarked Portland, Oregon. He's up there in Astoria. And he said, hey, maybe Bill will actually put a pin on the map. That's on me. I put a pin up for there. I'm the pin guy.
I'm not the pin guy.
Right.
It's me, Short Circuit.
Don't come at me. Don't come from my neck.
Yeah, not Bill. That's me. And you do have a pin, Bob.
You know what? Just for that, I'm taking your pin out.
He's removing the pin. Hate the show, love your faces. Nice to watch you guys on YouTube in small increments.
Can't find it.
Much
You're lucky
love.
I can't find it.
I told you where it is.
I know, but I don't. I'm not really gonna.
All right. Keep doing whatever you do. Okay. There's Bob. Thanks for thinking of us, Bob. I can't believe we get mail here. I didn't even know that we still got mail here.
Yeah, they got that tub over there. There's one that says.
There's never anything in it.
Yeah, it was sometimes there was a package for Charlie for like a month.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would never tell anyone to send mail here because, technically this is still our address, but those tubs always look empty.
Not this tub.
Yeah! You got a girlfriend now. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's keeping me empty.
Oh, hell. Well, the last one was a chef.
Yeah.
She was cooking for you.
She was.
This one ain't a chef. She's a server. She bringing home leftovers?
She has before, yeah.
Okay.
On Mother's Day, she had a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm. She goes, hey, give some of this to your mom.
I said, I already saw her. We already ate. We'll just eat it ourselves. And we did, and it was good.
Al and I worked at a machine shop, and we had a guy that we would call the mystery masturbator. He would leave specimen on the seats.
That's real gross.
Isn't that illegal? Doesn't that violate some kind of... And if he was a mystery... Well, I was going to say we had a guy. I wonder if they ever found out who it was.
Yeah. That's a mystery that when you solve it is really upsetting.
Yeah, because you're like, Frank?
Oh,
I had $100 on Jerry.
But is there a guy that you would want it to be? Like, is there somebody that you'd be like more comfortable if it was this guy than... And probably like if it's an attractive person, you feel better about it
Right.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But if it's someone like disgusting, you're like, ugh, I hate it even more.
An attractive person. I was reading a thing this morning that said that women are much more likely, and again, this doesn't fall into the category of anything other than duh, but people still study these things, that women are much more likely to engage in risky sexual behaviors if the guy's real hot. Like, well, yeah, you're going to be more willing to do whatever is required of you to do to get the hot dude. Same thing for guys.
Yeah.
You know, you get a hot chick on the line. What are you going to be like, oh, I don't do that. She's going to be like, you don't have to put anything on. A lot of guys are going to be like, oh, okay.
Ugh, I don't like that one.
I don't like that one. Hey, brother ADX.
Hey, Alan, how you guys doing? I just heard you speaking earlier about the UFO phenomenon. If you go back to Ezekiel, it talks about...
Is this the dude that calls Rover all the time?
Yeah.
Are you the dude that calls Rover all the
Are you
time?
talking about the Bible?
I might be.
What does the Bible have to do with UFOs? The Bible's all made up.
I didn't know what stars were, man.
Yeah. They thought the sun could eat them.
Yeah, I mean, this prophet, 559, he had a vision of a giant wheel in the sky. Today...
Journey wrote a song about it.
Reality. Yeah, we're actually seeing the reality of this mother wheel. It's actually been filmed by NASA, NSA, FBI. They all know about this mother wheel, and NASA.
Where's all the? Why is the footage always so grainy? We've got satellite quality imagery in our phones in 2022. Why is all the footage so grainy?
Yeah, a lot of the clear footage they delete off YouTube. The grainy stuff they try to...
They don't delete anything off YouTube. What are you talking about? No, I mean just out there. You can't delete these things. Once they're in the public bloodstream, you can't delete them. So where is the crystal clear footage of the wheel in the sky?
Yeah, I mean, Journey actually made a song about this mother wheel.
Okay.
Wheel in
Thank you. I appreciate the call. I guess he just keeps on going. I'm asking questions and there are no answers there. And I already made the Journey joke.
Yeah, we led with that.
Come on. Hey, Joe.
Yo,
What's going on, Joe?
how you guys doing?
Hanging in just fine.
Hey, I got a story. Can you possibly tell me that what year it was that Hillary Clinton actually said that she believes in UFOs? That she's actually seen them?
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard her mention anything about UFOs.
It's been a while. It's before, before even Bill was even elected as president, Bill Clinton.
Right.
Hillary Clinton, I'm talking. All right. I don't know if you could tell me.
I mean,
she's not
But when people say, I believe in UFOs, what they're saying is, I believe there are things in the sky that are unidentified. That's not like I know the vernacular UFO means the shorthand for aliens, but she's not alone in that. There's a lot of people who believe in it. I just trust people who know space, and guys like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who are like, if you knew how the universe worked, it would be like the equivalent of being right across the street from your neighbor and never seeing each other. That's how massive the universe is that there could be alien civilizations, that we'll never, ever cross paths with because the universe is just too vast.
I have a little story that I used to sit out here on my back patio at night down here in little old town of Orwell, Ohio. And I've sat there and I watched, and I could have swore it was a UFO, but actually it was probably a satellite moving. It went from right to left, and then it went up, and it just shot up, and then it was still there, and then it moved across the sky. It may be satellite positioning. The government's not telling us everything that we should know about everything, and I guess that's their prerogative to do that.
Well,
also,
and
right?
you're probably right, but my question is, what should we know? People go, they're not telling us what we need to know. What do we need to know? Most people don't believe actual science. I shouldn't say most people. A lot of people don't believe actual facts and science when it's presented to them. So what is this information that people are supposed to have? Because if they were presented with it unequivocally, half the people would go, nah. People believe what they want to believe. I just look to people who are experts on the subject, and not people looking to make a buck. People who know physics and space and science and how utterly unlikely it is that any of these events are extraterrestrial in nature. That's what I'm going with, because I'm a dummy. I don't know anything beyond that. So I point my head towards people who do know.
I'm right with you, brother. Okay, then that's my share. And thanks. I love your guys.
Hey, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Isn't Don King from out there? Didn't Don King have a... We had Don King here on the show years ago, and I thought he mentioned something about, is it Orwell or Orville, Ohio?
Orwell.
Orwell, Ohio? Isn't there an Orville, Ohio?
I think there is.
And where is that? I would imagine they kept it far away from Orwell so people wouldn't be confused.
You'd think that, but there's a good chance they're right on top of each other.
Oh, Orville's where Smucker is. That's what
right,
I was thinking of. It's like southwest of Akron. I know where that is. You see this senator get booed at the college?
What college?
Wyoming. She gets up there.
And booed for what? I mean...
Well, I'll play it for you. Students boo GOP senator as she attacks transgender people during commencement speech. That's a little heavy-handed.
Attacks?
It's a bit of a clickbait. It's a bit of a clickbait headline. She didn't attack, but these people just can't. I'm like, lady, read the room. You're talking to you're making comments at a commencement address at a university. These people just cannot control themselves when it comes to putting things in. You think you'd be up there going, hey, listen, congratulations. Senator Cynthia Lummis. I don't know if she represents Wyoming, I assume. Yeah, Wyoming. Because why else would she be speaking there? Some of these colleges, they get like, New York University gets Taylor Swift. There you are.
They didn't get no Taylor Swift, did they?
Yeah, she did something for them, I think. They gave her like an honorary degree or something. So anyway, Cynthia Lummis gets up there and gets booed for her comments.
Even fundamental scientific truths, such as the existence of two sexes, male and female, are subject to challenge these days.
I like the end, though.
And I challenge those of you. I'm not making a comment on the fact that there are people who transition between sexes.
Which is a lie, of course. Of course she was.
Right, that's exactly what she was doing.
She just couldn't keep it to herself, But here, let me play the end for you, because I like the end. She kind of tries to pivot real quickly.
Pivot.
I lost it here real quick. Oops.
I personally question how, under our Constitution, we could forbid in-person worship services during a pandemic while labeling liquor stores as essential and keeping them open.
It's like, okay, I got something.
First of all, that's got nothing to do with the Constitution. I love how people wipe their ass with the Constitution. How in the Constitution could we not go to church, but liquor stores are open? Yeah, neither of those are in the Constitution.
But there were still limits on what you could do when you went into a liquor store. They only allow so many people. You had to social distance. You had to follow certain rules for the liquor stores to be open.
But they did keep them open.
They did keep it open. But you know why they kept them open? Because people are addicted to alcohol. And if they don't get that alcohol, we have even more people dying.
Well, people are addicted to booze, too. But
yeah, but I'm saying, but they're addicted to religion, too. But they're not going to die if they
religion,
go without it.
yeah.
Are you saying boo or boo-earns? I was saying boo-earns.
Oh, mole man. But I'm like, lady, read the room. I don't know why, if she's got something to do with this university anyway, but they asked her to speak, and then she kind of looked surprised at the reaction. And I'm like, boy, you're not really in touch with what's going on, are you? Because if you're speaking to a group of college kids, I don't care what state you're in, it's probably the reaction you're going to get. But I like she was also trying to make the point at the end there, and that's when they start clapping. Yeah, liquor stores are open!
Yeah, I like that liquor stores
We're
were
on
open
campus.
and churches were closed. I think that's the way things should be.
Absolutely.
I hate, nothing makes me crazier when you go on a Sunday morning because you're still drunk and you're trying to get more booze and they don't sell you liquor till after 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Come
Noon.
on.
When I lived in Pennsylvania, you had to stock up for Steelers games on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because the stores were closed on Sunday. You had to go to Beer World or a State store on Saturday. You could only buy 6-packs from bars.
Stupid Commonwealth.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, this was the University of Wyoming. That was this past Saturday that they asked her to get up there and speak. And so, it's like you're talking to a group of kids and then you just kind of throw in a list of whatever your grievances are. This is great for the kids, by the way. And again, I don't know her whole speech. Maybe she had an amusing anecdote about when she was a young student matriculating, and I don't know, but she did bring them around, just not in the way that she thought. Why were churches closed and liquor stores were open? Like, woohoo, yeah! That's what we like. Okay, let me break here. Another chance for you to win